Hello and welcome to this Wednesday afternoon live stream little presentation. It was all about, I've not been live streaming for a while, so I wanted to get back in the saddle. Things have been busy. The Side Hustle book, the updated Side Hustle book is nearing completion. If you don't know, I wrote a little book, an ebook, back in 2021 entitled Side Hustles That Actually Work in 2021. It was a novel title, I know. And so I needed to update it as it's 2023 going into 2024. Who can believe, guys, it is the middle of August already. This year is flying by, and it makes you wonder, and it certainly made me wonder, what have we achieved this year? It's gone so fast. So there's lots of things that I have achieved, and one of the things I wanted to help other people achieve was, of course, to break out of the matrix of the drudgery of the 9 to 5, because I was there doing it. Well, I say 9 to 5, it was pretty much 24/7 at one stage, tied to a desk, tied to a computer, tied to a spreadsheet, and it was exhausting, and it paid okay, but it wasn't like my boat. So back in 2014 I decided enough was enough, and unshackle myself from the yoke of a job. And so that's what I wanted to cover with you in today's little presentation. So first things off, I am of course using my all-time favorite live streaming software. It is Be.Live. This is amazing third-party software. It allows me to do cool things like this. If you would like to live stream, if you would like to actually have a demonstration of it, then please do just message me, and I can get you a free trial and a cheeky little discount as well, if you wanted to join me, or if you wanted to sign up and have the paid version. Okay, so let me put myself underneath. Let's see what's going to work. Let me go underneath, or even do it that way around. Oops. I'm trying to move it around. That's what I'm trying to do. There we go. So that's the big question: is what's stopping you? What stops you? What is stopping you from having your ideal life? Are you where you want to be? That is the question. Are you happy with where you are? As I said, I was not happy. I was very unhappy, and the thought of me having to do another maybe 25 years of work in the pricing, healthcare, accountancy, filled me with absolute dread. It was something I know I didn't want to do. I often say to people, it's quite amusing. No one actually, wakes up and says as a kid, "Oh, I want to be an accountant. I want to." No, it's something you kind of drift into 9 times out of 10 because you couldn't think of something exciting and sexy to do beforehand. So, what is stopping you? If you had a magic wand and could do anything, what would you do? What would you do? Where would you, if you had a magic wand and you could do anything, go anywhere, where would you go? Where would you go on holidays? What would light your boat? Would you like to travel? That's the thing. When it's up to you, you could, if you like traveling, then you could go anywhere. Where is it that you'd like to go to? There are so many different places. The world, even though it's a tiny little rock circling the sun, is still quite a big place to us humans who are inhabiting it. So where would you want to go? Perhaps, if you had massive funds, maybe you'd like to do a lot of work for charity. Who are the people you could help? And maybe, it's a case of it's not for you. You want to be able to give to other people, to serve. I believe there's 2 reasons that we are on this planet, and one is to learn and evolve, and the other is to serve others. And that's another reason why I like to do these little impromptu live streams and teachers as well, if only to maybe just trigger something in your mind. So if you had that magic wand, what else could you do? What would you be doing the same job that you're doing? Would you work at all? Would you be doing work that you loved instead? You have so many different options, and it's these things, guys. How often do we spend so much time on our 9 to 5, on our treadmill of work, that we don't have time to actually sit back and take stock and think, do you know what? is this what I really thought? When I was in my teens, or even before my pre-teens, my teens, early 20s, is this, am I where I thought I would be when I'm in my 40s, in my 50s? And it's that bridging that gap between your dreams back when you were allowed to dream and the reality that is what becomes of us. The vast majority of us, I think it's something crazy like 95% of us, will just spend our lives going to work, picking up a paycheck, coming home, having a couple of weeks holiday every year, maybe get a little bit of sun on our back, and that's it. And okay, sometimes now it's changed a little, at least now we get some work from home, I know, but the reality is sometimes you work even harder at home. I used to work, when I was pricing healthcare, I couldn't price it in the office because of a whole raft of different reasons. One, that I couldn't have a computer that worked with a decent broadband connection. And so I spent most of my time, I was working from home before it was even a thing. That's the truth. And so I was working, but I was working super long hours. I'd be getting up at like 6 in the morning, and I'd be sat at my office table, the kitchen table, at 7, and I'd work through till 8, 9 at night. I might have a quick cup of tea, make a bit of lunch, but I was actually working all those hours. I was still only getting paid for the 9 to 5, but I was putting in all those extra hours, flights, all sorts. It was not great, but it paid quite well. So it was a fair exchange. So yeah, if you've got all those dreams, again, what is stopping you? What is stopping you from breaking free? Well, the thing is, what stops most people is their limiting beliefs. Now, we're not born with these limiting beliefs at all. It is more a case of, Canwai, thank you so much for your comment. That might come up on screen in a minute. But we're not born with these limiting beliefs. We're actually born with a complete blank canvas. But unfortunately, as we go through our childhood, we're told, I think it something crazy, like we're told 10,000 times no in your first few years of life. Not because your parents want to do you any harm, but they're trying to protect you. And so you're born free, but they're putting all these little barriers in place. And it's the old phrase, give me a child till they're 7 and I'll show you the man, I think was the old phrase that they used to have. And so, yeah, limiting beliefs, we're not born with them, but these are the common ones. I'm not good enough. You've got that feeling of, what is it? Could I really do that? Is that really, look, I'm just struggling to get by. I'm having a hard job paying the mortgage, trying to feed the family. Am I really going to be able to get by on these limiting beliefs? I'm not good enough. I can't change. I'm stuck where I am. It's my lot in life now. I've made my decisions. I've now got to stand by them. What can I do? I can't change. I've got kids, mortgage, responsibilities. I need my job. I need to work harder in my job, get a promotion maybe. I don't deserve success or happiness. I've heard this so many times. Oh, that's for other people. C'est la vie. I don't deserve it. I must have been bad in a previous life. I used to say that myself sometimes. Yeah, I don't deserve that success or happiness. Here's a massive one. The fear of failure, and equally the fear of success as well. But perhaps, failure, what is failure? But it's a crazy thing. Certainly in the UK, I don't think it's so much in the States maybe, but there is that stigma of failure. It's a case of, if you try something and fail, that's it. You can't do anything. You're judged on that one failure. But that's not true. That's an internal belief. The vast majority of people don't give a monkey's, don't give a rat's ass what you do. They really don't. So fear of failure, forget that one. We're trying to overcome that as we're going on today. We're only going to be here for like half an hour. So yeah, so fear of failure. But equally, there's a fear of success. What if I am successful? Oh my God, that's going to give me so many more different options. That's going to make my life hell. I mean, crikey, responsibility. I have even more responsibility than the responsibility I have now. The more success I have, then that'll just give me more things to worry about, bigger houses, more finance. I'll have to learn about investing. Oh my goodness. Fear of success. It is absolutely real. I get it. And the other one that holds so many people back is people might judge me, a fear of being judged. But think about it. People are going to judge you anyway, no matter what you're going to do. People constantly judge you. They'll judge you on what you wear, what you eat, your political opinions, your religious opinions. You will be judged. Don't let people judging you or a fear of what people might judge you stop you from doing what you truly want to do. You were not put on this earth just to have a life of insignificance. I guarantee it. We are here to experience, and there's no difference between experiencing it, let's be honest, let's experience it from a happy place than a place of fear or a worry that people might judge. People are going to judge all the time. Hey, I guarantee you judge people as well, so don't worry about it. But your judgment of people, they don't, does that affect them? No, they don't. It's really is. It's things that go on inside our heads. So let's see what else we've got here. Now, how? Here we go. I skipped a slide. So how can we actually, going back to what's stopping you, one of the reasons or one of the ways that we can actually break through these limiting beliefs, and one of the reasons that I passionately believe that everybody needs to have your own business. I don't care whether you are working in a job, you still need a business as well. Not least because it's down there, you've got tax benefits. If nothing else, at least any expenses you can actually claim back against tax. So that's the number one reason for having your own business. And it can start in any way you like. You can have it as a side hustle. You can have it as a hobby, even to kick off with. Have it as a passion project. These things, and it's like just anything. You can actually leverage time. Yeah. So why you need a business? When you're working your job, there is only 24 hours a day, and you're only going to be working for X amount of days, X amount of time. Then yes, you might be able to get overtime if you're lucky, but you cannot work 24 hours a day. There is a ceiling on your earning potential that you will not have if you own your own business. So you can leverage time, and it also increases opportunity. I guarantee when I first started my own business, my first business I started, when I was 27, 28, I think. It's amazing because you're actually, the mindset shift, because you're actually in your own business, opportunity, you're way more, your radars, your sensors, your antennae kind of pick up opportunity just because your mind has shifted. And so opportunities will present themselves to you on a daily basis. What you do with them is entirely up to you, but you will have multiple opportunities. There'll be increased opportunity. And yes, as I said about the tax benefits, and also you can provide value, and there's something about providing value that is awesome. People appreciate you. You will feel amazing being able to. It's nice to get paid to do a good job, but it's the old phrase, babies cry for it, soldiers die for it. People want recognition, and by providing value, you will get the recognition that you deserve, and that's what you can do with your own business. And if this is a great phrase, create expansion, and this is from my good friend Jim Fortin. He says, if you can create expansion in someone's life, they will pay you for it. Okay, so he says, if you're worried about money, he says, you haven't got a money problem, you have got an expansion problem. So you need to provide expansion in people's lives. As an example, so with the ketogenic diet element, the expansion is this is going to be a contradiction in terms, but being able to help people lose weight is providing expansion in their lives, and that's what they will be happy to pay for. It's a very cool thing. Kenwell, I'm going to put your comments up on the screen. I remove poverty in the world and make peace. That's if you had a magic wand. I love that. And also provide value. Exactly. We can all provide value. We really can. So what's stopping you? What is stopping you? Okay. So what's stopping you having your own business? Many times people say, I don't have the idea. I don't have time. I'm scared to go alone. I can't afford the startup costs. These are very, very common. I wouldn't like to say excuses, but I don't want someone calling me while I'm in the middle of a thing. Yeah, so I don't have the idea. Listen, I promise you, you have the idea. If you sit and think, ruminate for a while, everybody has something that they can do. I take it down to this very, very basic level. I don't have the idea. Well, look, you can do something. And I mentioned this in my side hustle book. Everybody knows something. I don't care what you've done, whether it's looked after babies, whether women have given birth. Everyone's got something that they can teach, whether it's you've looked after someone's dogs, whether you've learned how to paint your house, whether you've done any form of maintenance, whether you've learned a skill, maybe how to build a website, maybe you've learned how to use spreadsheets, all sorts of things, loads and lots of side hustlers have been doing Canva. It's a free software. You can learn design. It's got some great training in it, and now they're making money by actually, creating, giving value, creating art, posts, social media, all those things. So, you've got plenty of ideas, and if you haven't got an idea, just take the thing, at least one of the things that you are good at, because I guarantee you're going to be good at something, and then teach that, show people how you do it. You can create an online course, you can create an offline course, you can just create some free sheets, some workbooks, PDFs. You can certainly teach people. I don't have time. Well, listen, I hate to break this to you, but if you don't have time now, you're never going to have time. And actually, the reality is you do have time. It's just you choose to use your time in a different way. I had a fantastic business coach once, an amazing man. He was over 100 times Ironman competitor, triathlete, and he would talked about time management at one stage with me a few years ago when I started to lose all the weight. And one of the things that we talked about was segmenting the little time and then sticking to it. So write out what you want, and just be careful. Time, anyone can steal your time, and you don't want your time being stolen. But yeah, you can use that. Just segment your time. And I did it. I was getting up at 6, and I started to get up at 5:30, just to create an extra half an hour that I could do certain things. Now, the funny thing is that after a couple of years, and I'm getting up at 5:30, I'm thinking, why am I doing this? Why don't I just get a bit more efficient and actually stay in bed till 6, not 5:30? But yeah, it's all good. Scared to go alone. Absolutely. This is a big stopping point for people to set up their own businesses. You're used to working with people. You're used to being an employee. You've got that employee mindset. To go it alone, yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to be swapping the scary thing is, and it happened to me when I first started. Yeah, I thought, brilliant, I'll work for myself. I won't have a boss. And it turned out I had more than one boss. I had a bank that wanted to know what I was doing. I had clients, so I had several clients, multiple clients. And so that's like having multiple bosses, all wanting to know things all at the same time, all fast. I need this, I need this, I need this. Yeah, I swapped one boss for about 20. That was a bad move. That wasn't such a good thing to do. But what if I could tell you? What if I told you that there was a business that the whole art of the business is to help other people set up in business so they don't have to go it alone? And it is just the ultimate team business. It is stellar. And they are available. And, if you want to know more, just message me. But yeah, you don't have to go it alone. It's like you're in business, but you're not alone in your business. And that's what I love. But can't afford the startup cost. Now, here's the truth. Absolutely. The vast majority of businesses are going to cost you thousands of dollars, pounds, euros, whatever your currency is. Franchises are scarily expensive. And you're going to take off to do those, you're going to take up a big chunk of money, of a loan, however you're going to do it, or risk your own capital. Yeah, those are big barriers to starting your own business. But what if I told you could start a business for £100 a month? Yeah, well, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? That's got to be the cheapest way to start a business. £100 a month, You can start your own business. You get a whole ton, 90 days at least, of training that's valued into thousands and thousands of pounds, but you get it for free because you're starting up this business. And this is the concept of being in business but not being alone in business, and that's by having, you know, the business friends that you have that can really help you turbocharge you. But the trouble is, there's a flip side, because when you start a business only costing you £100 a month, you're going to get that commitment element. So how committed are you going to be? Because the truth is, any business, you're going to take a lot of time and effort at the beginning. You need that big push. You need that momentum, drive, boom, boom, boom. And so, yeah, you need to make sure that you treat it like a business as well. So there's the downside. The upside, super cheap to get involved with. Downside, you've got to treat it like a business. And I'm not joking. Absolutely business. Okay, what's next on our little slide? I've only got a couple more slides to go. So there you go. There's the good news. The good news is that you are enough. You are enough. You can change. You deserve success and happiness. We were all born deserving success and happiness. We're born happy. That's our default position. You know, smiling, laughing babies. We are born happy. And failure does not exist. There is no such thing as failure. And this holds so many people back, I know. But there is no such thing as failure. There is only action and result. Now, the result can be good, bad, or indifferent. It's just a result. And so if you want to change the result, certain action gives you certain result. All you need to do is monitor that. So if you don't like that result from that action, change that action. Then that action will look at what that action result happens. Is it better? Is it worse? If it's better, keep it, enhance it. If it's worse, throw it away, start again. And it's those things. It is purely action, result, action, result, action, result. If it doesn't work, bin it. If it works, keep it, tweak it, make it work a bit better. No failure whatsoever. That is your self-constructed internal concept. So it doesn't even exist. There you go. Just proved that doesn't exist. And no one's judging you. The only person, and I'm not even sure this is right, the only person that can judge you is you. And even then, why judge yourself? What are you comparing yourself to? Why compare yourself to anyone? And again, that is why people fail, because they are constantly comparing themselves to take the social media. This is what happens on social media. Everyone sees, oh my goodness, there's that entrepreneur, that guru. He's got a Lamborghini, he's got the Ferrari, he's got a massive house. But yeah, he's rented it. He's rented that plane that's on the airport. Oh, look, not being funny, guys. I live a mile away from Farnborough Airport. Yeah, would take me 2 seconds to go over there, rent a private plane for an hour, take a Photoshop, all done. Probably wouldn't even have to pay for it just because I've got friends in the industry. So yeah, it is so simple to do. So do not compare yourself to other people. That's the good news. You don't, because once you stop comparing, it doesn't matter. You can't be judged. There is no comparison. And so, what have we got on the end? Ah, that one didn't come down. So, listen, guys, I'm going to pull my... Well, I was expecting another little slide there. Obviously, these things happen. Now, here's a lesson to us all, and that is, it doesn't matter. So the end slide wasn't there. Do you know what? Who cares? I can just tell you what the end slide was going to be. And the end slide's going to be, I'm going to hold a weekly Zoom call, and everybody is invited on one condition. And that is that you want to make a change in your life. And I don't care what that change is, but you want to change something. And then I'll be able to help you change. So if you want to start your own business and you don't know where, come to the Zoom call. If you want a magic wand, if you want to go on holidays, more holidays, or just on holiday somewhere nicer, come to the Zoom call. Let's talk it through. I want to be able to show you ways that you can actually live the life that you want. I am not the finished article, nowhere near, but the things I have learned, I can teach you and show you. And so, there are so many different ways of making money, not just online, but not being beholden to a job. And that is the thing that, that is what will suck you in. That will soul destroy you, because all through our lives, we have just been told what we cannot do. We've been told by our parents, by our friends, with the best will in the world, to try and guide us down our future path. And then we get caught up in the narrowness of living life. We are then bombarded with media, news media. I don't know why they call it news. If I just call it what it is, bad news. They never tell you bad news. And all these things by governments are all designed to keep us down, to keep the majority of the population compliant. So they can tax us, not too much, because then we'd revolt, but just enough to keep us under that radar. That is a scary thought. And if you want to break out of that, if you believe that you're actually destined for better things, if you believe you'll have a challenge, you want to actually enjoy life, then come along to the Zoom call. So the Zoom call is going to be Thursdays at 4 p.m. UK, 11 a.m. Eastern, that's 5 p.m. in Europe. We'll start with those. So if you want to come along, drop me a comment and I'll send you the link. DM me, I'll send you the link, and I will see you. First one will be tomorrow. Hey, there might not be anyone there, but let's start. Everyone has to start somewhere. So if I don't see you on the Zoom call, I will see you at the same time next week. So these are going to be weekly Wednesday little live stream presentations. So if you've got a question, then drop it in the comments, and next week I can answer that question on the live stream as well. We want to make this as interactive as we can. So there you go. That's it from me. Whatever you're doing, stay safe. Please have a little bit more belief in yourself, and you can move mountains. Okay, guys, take care.